NBC News. Right now, we are getting a new look at the ICE-involved shooting that killed a 37-year-old woman in an SUV, Renee Good. The video appears to be from the perspective of one of the ICE agents. Let's take a look.
I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Whoa!
No.
NBC News national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter joins us now. Tom, walk us through what you saw in this video and the perspective you say appears to be from the ICE agent who fired the shots.
It may be, and it's clearly heard there on the tape. There are two expletives that are uttered at the end of the tape, an F expletive, a B expletive, and we're not quite sure who said that, just so everybody's clear, who's speaking at that moment. Is now deceased, and for the moment that the car goes into drive and the shots are fired, it's less than 3 seconds as we look at it here on the video. So first thing that it points out is how quick these interactions always are. They always escalate from a certain point to the moment that shots are fired very quickly. That is something we see in a lot of police-involved shootings, officer-involved shootings, and this federal officer-involved shooting. The second thing is clearly there's some sort of a interaction here that had been going on. And this is why I've been saying since the moment on air with you, on air with everybody, since the moment that this has happened, what happened before this occurred?
Right.
What is the discussion that is occurring here? It does appear to answer some questions that we've had since this incident began, which is what was the interaction like at the car?
Right.
As I said on the Today Show yesterday morning, okay, so does she say something back to the ICE agents? What are the ICE agents asking or commanding her to do? And is there a moment of panic that occurs there? Is there a statement that happens there? And now we have clarity on that, in that there is no specific statement that she utters at that moment.
Right.
They are clearly commanding her to get out of the vehicle. They're giving her some sort of a command. And go ahead.
Does she have to follow those commands? As someone who was there, a U.S. citizen, we assume not the target of those operations at that time. Is she under a legal obligation to obey?
Typically, yes, because law enforcement has their lights on. Law enforcement is giving you a command. They're asking you to step out of the vehicle. There's a discussion that's taking place. I know that there's going to be different attorneys that are going to weigh in on this issue, so that's why I'm giving a caveat there. I would want to know more about that from a legal expert, but typically, yes, if law enforcement is giving you a command in that circumstance, that's something to do. They're certainly not telling her to drive away.
Right.
And so there's also, a question there of whether or not they've had some prior interaction with law enforcement.
And that we don't know yet. Tom, stay right here. I want to bring in Julia Ainsley, who's standing by and who acquired this video. Julia, what can you tell us about how you got this video and what you're hearing from your sources about what you think it depicts?
Well, of course, we can't go into sourcing on this, but this is a video that has been verified from our big team here at NBC News. This is just and look, there have been a lot of videos from different perspectives, but from the very beginning, we could see the officer who was involved in the shooting with a cell phone as he walked around the car, and so now we're getting it from his perspective. Unfortunately, we're not able to get a body cam. That's what we really want as journalists in this perspective, because body cams stay on the vest, and so when he goes to reach for the gun at the end of...
Hey, that's what I want. I want to see the body cam. Like, okay, I see the actual footage with the phone, but I honestly, I want to see the body cam. I feel like the body cam would give a full demonstration of what really happened. God damn, man. This is ridiculous, man.
Video, that's when our view drops out and we just see the car. If we could have seen the vest, of course, we'd be able to get a more clearer perspective on exactly what this officer saw when he made that decision to shoot. Unfortunately, ICE does not have a mandatory policy on body cameras. Though, they had a pilot.
This is another thing, too. Bro, we're in America, bro. Like, I know he's a ICE's. Okay, cool. Have some respect, though, bro. Like, like still he's doing his job. He's trying to protect the American people. But at the same time, man, like American people don't be having no respect for their own service.
Program that started under the Biden administration, and right now no more than 20% of ICE officers on the streets actually have body cameras, and even if they do, they're not required to turn them on. So what we have is this, but as Tom points out, I mean, it does give us more of an idea into the interaction between these two parties. Now, the woman you see who's speaking to the officer the most, who's out of her car with the camera, I believe, and I don't think we're going out on a limb too far here, I do believe that is the wife of Renee Good, because it's so that people who are protesting them don't follow them from location to location, and they can do their jobs more covertly and presumably with more safety. And so she's saying, we're not changing our life. Officers are trained. They're told also never to come at a car from the front. And you can see he walks around the car several times. Things seem to escalate right as he's at the corner of the car. So again, what we would want is a body cam footage to be able to see if that corner was aimed near him. Again, what Tom said, the expletive too, I think is really going to come out and be a big piece of this conversation. And we're bleeping this out because we're on broadcast news, but it actually shows, and it may not have come from the officer who actually fired the shots, but one of the officers nearby. It's definitely a man's voice. We've heard it. And when they're saying effing B, that is coming out of the mouths of these officers as this shot was fired. Now, we know this is an FBI investigation. We know state investigators are not allowed to look into this, so they wouldn't even be reviewing this video or drawing any of their own conclusions. They're not even allowed to interview witnesses, even though the governor would like that. But these are all the things that would normally go into an investigation, not just from the feds, but also internally within ICE to see if there was any breach of conduct here. But at this point, we don't even know that they're doing an internal investigation into this officer or if he was even placed on any kind of administrative leave, which is protocol after that. So what this video does, though, is it's the first time we've gotten this much closer to the perspective of that officer as he chose to fire those shots. And again, it may still serve as a Rorschach test because protesters who are on the streets of Minneapolis are going to hear those words. They're probably going to hear the version of this video that is not bleeped out.
We got to get a proper understanding of A, was he just parked in the middle of the street for no reason, blocking off traffic? B, did she, like, was anybody in this entire situation, was in the right mindset? Was anybody's, was in the right mindset? Usually humans, bro, like, they all react off emotions. So was everybody emotional state was just high? It was two men. I saw two men in this entire situation. The ICE people was two men. Logic. Have some logic. Dealing with two women. That's emotional. So right off the back, it was just gonna crash into destruction. Right off the back, bro. This entire situation is just off. It threw me off guard. And the fact that this woman, I understand that this woman, rest in peace to this woman. But somebody, like two women, bro, like somebody should have been there to calm her down. Somebody should have been there to calm her down. But everybody around them was just adding more fire to the log. Just adding more fire to it. More fire, more fire. And then the fire got too much and spread it. And it went the wrong way. And now somebody's life is taken. I will say that I'm pissed off. I'm very pissed off, and I'm very upset with this entire situation. And I hope we can get justice on this entire situation. I'm very pissed off about this video. This video kind of messed up my full entire day, and I can't believe that I really just watched something so tragic like this. I hope y'all have a very good day. Oh my God, man. Please don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace. This is insane, man. I can't believe this.